Welcome to the Southern New Hampshire University Week in Review, where we recap the past week's events in Penmen athletics. Women's basketball opened the week by splitting a pair of Northeast 10 conference games. Southern New Hampshire stumbled at St. Michael's College on Wednesday before rebounding at home against Stonehill College on Saturday. Brianna Camara netted a team-high 17 points and handed out a career-best 9 assists Wednesday, but a second-half barrage pushed the Purple Knights past the Penmen 76-68. Gianna Russell added a career-high 16 points in defeat, while Kylie Lorenzen notched a double-double with 14 points and 11 rebounds. Saturday saw Southern New Hampshire get back on track in a 67-62 victory over Stonehill on Pink Day. Carly Ziliak poured in a career and game-high 16 points to lead 4 Penmen in double figures. Victoria Dean added 14 points after connecting on 3 three-pointers off the bench, while Russell chipped in with 13 points of her own. Lorenzen narrowly missed out on a double-double as she tallied 11 points and hauled in 9 boards in the win. Women's hoop heads to Bentley University on Wednesday for a 5:30 p.m. tip before returning home Saturday to square off with Merrimack College. Men's basketball matched the women's side last week as it too fell to St. Michael's on the road before topping Stonehill at home. Southern New Hampshire saw a second-half lead slip away against the Purple Knights Wednesday in an 82-72 defeat before throttling the Skyhawks Saturday, 72-40. Eamon Joyce led the Penmen with 20 points on 8 of 13 shooting Wednesday and added 8 rebounds with a pair of blocks. Sean Montague registered a double-double in the setback with 14 points and 10 boards, while Dady Andrews pumped in 14 points. Andrews and Joyce combined for 31 points Saturday, and Southern New Hampshire held Stonehill to just 16 points in the second half to run away with a 32-point win. Andrews tallied 16 points, grabbed 5 steals, and had 3 assists and 3 rebounds in the win. Joyce added a double-double of 16 points and 10 boards, while Remo Semenkevichus and Sean Montague had 11 and 10 points respectively. Men's basketball looks to continue its postseason push Wednesday when it heads to Bentley for a 7:30 p.m. tilt with the Falcons. Women's track and field was in action at the David Hemery Valentine Invitational on the campus of Boston University on Saturday. There was no team scoring by Southern New Hampshire, but it didn't stop the Penmen from setting 3 new program records. Freshman Kate Hall clocked a time of 25.92 seconds in the 200-meter dash to set a new school benchmark, while Maura Coakley's 5-minute, 15.8-second mile is also a new SNHU best. Grace Henson wrapped up the record-setting day in the 1,000-meter run with a time of 3 minutes, 10.67 seconds. Women's track is back in action this weekend when it heads to Smith College for the Northeast 10 Conference Indoor Championships. To the ice we go, where the Penmen split a weekend series at Stonehill College. Friday saw Southern New Hampshire wind up on the wrong end of a 4-2 final before securing a playoff spot Saturday in a 4-0 win. The Skyhawks jumped out to a 3-goal lead Friday before Charlie Davis and Max Kent each scored to pull the Penmen within 1 late in the third period. A late goal from Stonehill iced the game and provided the final margin of scoring. Saturday, Southern New Hampshire flipped the script and raced out to a 3-0 lead in the first period. Chris Moquin opened the scoring on the power play before Brett Strawn and Cole Stewart increased the advantage. Phil Heiss capped the scoring midway through the third, which helped Kirk Gunning secure his first shutout of the season on a 40-save effort. Ice hockey closes out its regular season this weekend with a home-and-home series against St. Anselm College beginning Friday at the Ice Den at 7:10 p.m. Baseball closed out the week with a season-opening 3-game set at Cal State San Bernardino. Southern New Hampshire rallied to take Game 1 before dropping a Saturday doubleheader to wrap up its trip. Tom Blandini went 3 for 5 with a homer, double, 4 RBI, and 3 runs scored on Friday to lead the Penmen to their first win of 2019. After falling behind 4-0, Blandini accounted for each of the first 4 SNHU runs to knot the score through 6. Southern New Hampshire went up by a pair in the 9th on back-to-back jacks from Josh Zaberski and Dylan Fairclough. And after the Coyotes tied the game in the bottom of the frame to force extras, the Penmen exploded for 5 runs in the 10th. Fairclough's second long ball of the day highlighted the frame, and he finished the night 2 for 5 with 2 bombs and 3 runs batted in. Baseball is idle until February 21st when it opens a 5-game set in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's it for this week's Southern New Hampshire University Week in Review. Check back next week for a full recap of this week's events in Penmen athletics.